Hey you! So today we have a new type of figure that I decided to pick up, and this is the Amazing Yamaguchi. I think I said that right. But this is a figure complex, and this is Psylocke. This is number 10. She's from the X-Men range, which is really cool. I decided to go for this one because I thought, oh, why not? Let's try something different. But I'm quite glad because I really love the packaging on this box. It reminds me very similar to the one of Gwenpool, so I love what they've done with this box. So we've got this really nice window display here. We've got Psylocke here. We've got basically the figure. We can see her weapons and her psychic power, her sword, a different face. So when we look at this, it says here the Amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revolver Tech. Now I realize my mistake. Now I correct it. Face me, X-Men. No, you do not. I can't even see the between that. It says like this is Psylocke. Then I love the back of this box. This is amazing. It's like, today I just do not care. Now get up. I'm not avoiding anything. We should go into the city and have dinner. But I just love the fact she's going straight for it. That is the one I would say about having dinner. It says, I do not have time for this. And then we see we get some normal face, a smile face, a normal face, and a smile face with moving eyes. I'll do my best. And it says here what you get in it. I really like this. I love the packaging of this box. So when we see there, we can see it in a different pose. I think that's awesome. So was it the same? No. So at the top, it says Psylocke. And then at the bottom it says Psylocke there. Well, it's got some more information. So let's open up this bad girl and have a look inside. Now, one thing is, when I noticed with the Gwenpool box is you got something very similar, but this one you can remove. I think this is awesome. I love this display, and if this is the stuff that you get with each figure, I am very tempted on collecting pretty much every single one. This looks stunning. I really love this artwork, so I thought I'd show you what else you get. Very briefly, this is what you get in it, so you don't really see everything, but these are all the other accessories. Wow, that's all I can say. But also I have noticed that when I zoomed up into the face, I think it's got the moving eyes version in, so it'll be interesting to see if we can take that out. By the look of the box, I generally thought that you'd be able to get more faces, but we're going to see if we can like play around with it. But so far it looks cool, so let's actually look at the actual figure. So here is Psylocke. I've got to admit, I really like the look of this figure, but I don't like the shoulder joints. I think mainly because they look really out of place, and I know that they have to look like that for what the figure is. So I'm not 100% okay with it, but also I don't know, you're not going to be able to tell, I don't think. The light coming up from down here and across from here make it look exactly the same, but it's actually like darker, like pink, or darker peach. But let's have a look at the figure. I love the purple see-through hair. Think it's really cool. I also like the fact that it's out there and it's not just kind of flat like we've seen with quite a few figures. It looks really vibrant. I also really like her kind of face because I was having a play. Like, I noticed ages ago when I first started this that the eyes were slightly wonky compared to each other, so I've spent some time kind of adjusting it, and I think it's kind of cool. I really like the kind of purple stroke kind of leatherish type PVC type look that she's got. I think it's really cool, and I also really like the fact that the armbands kind of go around her upper parts of her arm. You've got the ball joints here and here that actually show the kind of the blue as well, so it's not a different type, it's exactly the same. But I really like this kind of shiny wet look that she's got. I think it works perfectly well. Also with the hair going back to it, I really love the fact that it's sculpted, and I've never seen a figure like this with this sort of hair before, with kind of see-through like kind of purple. I think it looks really, really nice. I also really like the kind of tips here, and again, as I said before, I love the way that the hair is just out here. As we move down, we've got the sash here, and again we've got some more kind of blue there, as well as the kind of like the purple, which again looks like it has a wet look, which is cool. Now, kind of moving down, I didn't realize this, I've just noticed this with her leg. I generally thought it was kind of straight, but it looks kind of bent, which I don't really like, so maybe I've got it on the wrong way, or maybe it came like that. So I really like the kind of, when you like feel the figure yourself, it feels smooth and it feels like it's made of a leather or kind of like a PVC. We've got the same sort of ball joints on here. Now, one thing I noticed on mine here is that the kind of pin that's there is kind of sticking out, so I don't know if that's a defect or if that's just the way it is. I mean, the figure was not bent in the box, so I don't know why it looks like it is. So maybe it might be the fact that I have to adjust it to make it look a little bit better. So having a look at the ball joints here, they are way too big for a start, but they're very different. I've never seen something like this. The legs, we'll show like in a stress test later, but you can really move them differently. It's very weird to kind of like explain when looking here, but I'll show you in the stress test. But you've got the ball joints here. I get these really big like knee joints right here. It kind of feels like they're made differently, which is not bad, but you kind of think they'd all look very similar, but it feels like these are completely different from each other. When we come to the back here, we've got the hole here, and we've also got the thing so we can add her sash in. I think that's pretty cool. And then we've got the kind of wet look again on her gloves. Now, one thing I've noticed, I don't know if this is just mine, but just here, it looks like it's not being properly sanded, and you can see it just again in parts of her hair. Now, I don't know if this is just mine, and I don't know if it's easy enough to fix or to email someone, but it kind of puts me off a little bit. But I'm not really looking at the back of the figure, but I do love the fact that if we just zoom out a tiny bit here, we can see that the black's up here and it kind of just fades into the purple a lot, and it really does stand out. It's just I wish this wasn't kind of defective as well as here, and possibly maybe some of the other ends. As I've mentioned before, we've got the black that kind of fades into the purple. I have said that it's here and here are kind of defective. They're not properly finished, but again, I'm just going to kind of leave that. We've got the jagged edges at the end, and they're absolutely fine. I love the top of the head because there's proper hair that's been done there. So yeah, this isn't a bad figure. As with all the figures, let's do a stress test and see what it's like. So I've got to admit that like the toes move really kind of in. But even looking at the ninja shoes, which I think is really cool. So we're going to twist that around. So it looks like something just come off the actual figure, which is not good if it's a bit of paint. Moves around like so. Now the knee joints, this is what I'm looking at. It's like a double knee joint, which is weird. I've never seen that before in a figure. Then let's move the legs about. Let's see. So the legs are kind of stiff. You can't turn them all the way around. Oh well, we're not going to force it. If it can't go, it can't go. It feels like it's limited by the sash. So then we've got the hands. Up and down. Again, it's quite hard to actually move them about. Don't particularly want to break the figure. Move the hand like that. Same thing with this hand. So it can go all the way around. Like so. Figure can move up like that. That's absolutely fine. Up and down. It's got even like some marks here. So just there is more like if it's hidden behind there, they've actually sculpted it all the way around. That's actually really cool. So we've got the head moves a bit around. We won't go all the way around. The face does come out, but I've never really seen this one either. This is interesting. The face, which we're gonna have a look there, basically just slots in up here. Which is kind of cool. I can't really see it from this angle, but just like that. But yeah, it's not a bad figure pose wise. It's just going to be very difficult to kind of move it around, but I am guessing that it's going to be absolutely fine when posing it in action poses. With all faces, let's take this one off and change it. So I think it's actually quite easy. So you just basically kind of slip it out, add in this one. So at the very top, again, it's not like attached like the Figma or anything like that, but we just basically kind of click it in. I kind of like this one. It kind of has like a smile on face. I'm guessing this is the smile face. Is it the smile face? Yeah, it's a smile face. So again, you can use this. Now I didn't realize, I thought this was just really random, but when you take the head off, you can adjust the like kind of eyes because goes in the back there. I find that a bit tricky to actually get it look right because the slightest movement and the eye could be looking over that way. So I'm guessing if you want to take time to actually pose it, it's absolutely fine. But yeah, I kind of really like that face. I think I'm going to keep that one on the most. Looks kind of cool and kind of gives it a little bit more edge to it. So I did have these very briefly added on, but they don't fit very well inside the hand. It's taken me a while to kind of adjust them, and even though in the instructions it says like, oh, they're easy enough to put in, you know, they're going like this, it felt like they weren't able to, that, you know, the slightest movement and they would fall off. So I don't know if they've not actually made the hand like a better version so it can actually hold on to these things, but they did look really cool. I took some photos, but yeah, I kind of think that I wouldn't mind more like that was able to stick in. I didn't want to push it because I didn't want to end up breaking it, so I kind of just left it. I decided to have a go at posing her like it is on the box, and for most figures, when you try and pose them in that way, sometimes you're not able to do it, but this is one of the poses which I thought was kind of cool. I think I needed to really practice a little bit more to actually take my time with it. Also kind of looking, you won't see it here, but there's like a little bump there. It feels like it's been added on and like it's just been glued. This figure isn't too bad for what it is. I think there is a lot more work that I need to do. But I've got to admit, it's nice. It's easily posable. I think I dig that. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to try one more pose and then I'm going to close off the video. So there we go. There is Psylocke. She is a really nice figure. Very posable, very kind of interesting to move about. I did find that the face kind of like falls off randomly at times because I don't think it sticks there. I think that if you have it in this sort of pose or you've posed the figure, I think it would stay there properly. I finally got the blades into her hands, which were fine. I kind of really wish that they were easy enough to kind of put in, but I don't think it was that. It was a bit tricky, should I say that. Definitely, like, I like the stand. One thing I do like is that these go straight in. Like with Figma or anything like that, it's ridiculously hard to actually try and get them in there perfectly. One thing I didn't really like is the kind of the joints at the top for her shoulders. But if you're going to be putting her in poses like this or anything else, then yeah, I kind of see the reason why they are like that, and it actually blends so you can't actually see. I really like the overall look of the figure, and I think that I would collect more of these. I'm actually really impressed. So hopefully now when I see a few of them, I'm going to be picking one or two up. Definitely highly recommended more than anything. So Rangers, what are your thoughts on this? What are your ideal thoughts on collecting this sort of range? Do you like Psylocke? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Check that notification bell for more toy reviews and other videos such as this. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.